What it do, man? It's the Kid, and right now you locked in with What's the Word TV gang.
Yo, what's going on, everybody, man? We back with another interview on here. What's the Word? We got a special guest in the building. We got the homie Fat Trel.
What's up, bro?
Welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate you for having me.
Yeah, this is our first sit down of the year, right?
Yeah, technically a sit down.
Yeah, it's our first sit down of the year.
That's what's up. Congratulations, man.
Yeah, kicking off 2025 with us.
Yeah, for sure.
So usually when it's out of town guests, we be like, yo, I'm saying, let our audience, you know what I'm saying, know more about you and stuff like that. But you're very familiar with the Chicago market. Like, it's like yours. You spent a lot of time here.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time here for sure. A lot of ties here. A lot of great relationships. Some people who I can consider family here too. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely got a deep history here in Chicago for sure.
Who's some people you like tapped in with in the city?
Well, you know, Herb, that's my homie. You know, of course, SOSA ain't here no more. He in LA. SMIRK locked up.
Free SMIRK.
You know what I'm saying? Bands, I was just on the phone with Bands earlier. He here too. I think Chucky got a show. He on tour. So, you know, my Brody, man, my ace, man, just came home. 1200 to produce. I was supposed to be recording with him later on today. Few people I'd rather not say on camera.
Okay.
That's
You know
cool
what I'm
too.
saying?
You know.
But nah, like I love Chicago. This like my home away from home for sure. I definitely love being here for sure.
Like, how did that come about though? Just from being an East Coast guy from DC, like, how did you just pop up in the Midwest and just start playing your flag in Chicago?
Well, originally, it was weird. Like when me and SOSA first started rapping, a lot of people was thinking I was from Chicago. Like a lot of people back home thought SOSA was from DC.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's how that started. And then, you know, we linked up while he was still on house arrest and started making music together. He came to DC, and then when I came to Chicago, it was a rap. You know what I'm saying? And it just built from there. You know what I'm saying?
So who reached out to who first? Because that's like an interesting connection to have.
Man, if I try to answer that question honestly, I'd probably be freestyling, right? Because it was so long ago. But I don't know. I think like my team and his team was just talking. You know what I'm saying? I remember that he was like doing a record with Waka around that time. This was like when he was first originally on house arrest. You know what I'm saying? Way before Finally Rich and all that. So I can't remember who reached out to who, but it happened. You know what I'm saying? But it happened genuinely though. It wasn't forced at all. The love was mutual. You know, that's my dog for sure. Family, like they family for sure.
What are some similarities you think that like Chicago and DC like music scene have?
Similarities music scene wise?
Yeah. Cause sometimes people in Chicago be like, oh, like we not unified like Atlanta, like a lot of the southern states, but I heard a couple people say that about DC too.
Well, yeah, I mean, it is a lot of beefing going on in DC, so it's hard to unify in our city because, I mean, like, okay, where Chicago, you have gangs, in DC we have hoods, so it's all about what hood you from versus another place. It might be what gang you represent, you know what I'm saying? But as far as similarities, I just say that it really, you know, what, unfortunately, like the dissing, that's the only similarities I really see.
Really?
Yeah, really, because I mean, I think Chicago got a whole different type of sound, and I think DC got a different type of sound too. But the message is mutual. You get what I'm saying? Like what we speaking on is extremely mutual. That's why a lot of DC dudes can relate to artists from Chicago for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you say that the sound is different, like I've been, like y'all got a little way. Y'all, I don't want. In Chicago, we like to put a little in front of everything.
You don't gotta tell me that. I know that.
Okay, good.
So I don't want to downplay
We
you.
gotta say it for the comments too.
Oh yeah. Now let them know.
them.
Let them know that y'all ain't dissing. Y'all ain't sneak this. Let them know. I know. You know what I'm saying. But you know the people might not know for sure.
But y'all got the free car music,
right?
Yeah. So tell us about that. Like, and like, what's your that's something about you being like a OG, because that's like a new thing in DC right there. Like you being an OG in the game, are you like open to it? Like that's
yeah, I definitely I'm definitely, not to cut you off, I'm definitely open to the whole free car wave. It's not something that I would spend a lot of time on, being as though like realistically I'm at a different space as far as free car music is concerned. But I definitely got a song. I got a few songs to some free car music. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's my city for sure, and I love the youngest. I love the new wave. You know what I'm saying? And I support them 100%. So I'ma definitely always tap into that wave. You know what I'm saying? But it's like a fast pace. You just got to hear it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I mean. Like, I'm not sure, because I don't want to guess or insinuate, but I don't know if like Chicago listen to rap music that's like on that fast type of pace like that. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I feel like they be rapping fast now.
Yeah, I was gonna even say, even to that point, I don't even think like in Chicago, because there's so many different sounds. Like I don't think we even, because most people know the drill sound, like they know that sound, but it's so many sounds to the city that if it's good music, it's good music.
Absolutely.
So that's why I asked you, like, as an OG, like, do you feel like how, like, the Chicago drill and the New York drill, how that took off, like, those different sounds? Do you feel like the free car is, like, you think that's going to be, like, a real movement that could take mainstream?
I believe it has the potential to. I do. I really do believe it has the potential to, if the right artist could bring it out to the world. But the world got to want to accept it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I believe in authentic music. Like, I don't believe in forcing something on somebody. You know what I'm saying? But you got to be able to understand it. I'm not gonna say relate, because a lot of people like music that they don't necessarily relate to. But you got to be able to understand it, and once you hear it, and you know, if you ain't never come to DC and see the culture and witness the culture, then you might not never get that music. You know what I'm saying? But like, that's what's going on in our city. I got one of my YNs with me in the back. That's all he want to listen to is free car music. Lil Kai, he from the South Side in DC. That's all he want to listen to. You know what I'm saying? And so you just got to really understand it for sure. But I definitely think it got the potential to reach the masses for sure.
Okay. So we speaking about the city, right? So when I was, hands down, I'm gonna say this: out of all the places I visit in the States, I had some of the best time in DC.
Okay,
yeah, DC is for sure. DC is where it's at.
Was you like going to, like, to the Howard University area, or was you?
When was you in DC?
So we went out there. Actually, we went out there for the Million Man March. The last one they had one.
What year?
I think it was like 2015, 2016.
Okay.
When Farrakhan had it out there, so we went out there for that.
Right.
So, you know, we out there kicking it. I got a funny story next to Dave Chappelle. It's a whole
okay. That's what's up. Yeah, that's what's up.
We out there, we kicking it. But then after the march was over, it's a lot of people out there. So,
absolutely.
So we went to the spots and turned up.
Okay, bet, as you should.
Yes. Yeah. So
like, DC is definitely a dope city, man, for real.
I love DC.
All y'all got to come to DC, man.
Been to DC.
All y'all got to come to DC. Come.
It be cold out there. It be cold in DC.
Hey, look, it's worth it. When Cameron said DC ready for us, B, DC is ready, man.
Yeah, man, y'all gotta come to DC for sure. It's fun, man. It's lit in DC. I ain't gonna lie.
It's definitely lit. But I didn't think that's because I always thought of DC as just like the politics and stuff
everybody
like that.
Think that. Everybody on the world think that, like, you know, DC got that thing where, because of the president and because of the tourist attraction, we not really allowed to have like First 48's, Cops, all those other shows that other cities had. They I don't know, I forgot what the rule or the law is, but we can't have those shows because of the White House and stuff like that. But if you never been to DC, all you're gonna think about is the White House. You know what I'm saying? It's not really Secret Service, the people who protect the president, stuff like that. That's all they gonna think about. But the White House and the president and all that is a small factor in Washington, D.C. It's so much more in Washington, D.C., but you just got to come. And, like, no funny stuff, but...
You cuss your thing.
Oh, I know, because I say you just got... But anyway, if you're from Chicago, you're going to love D.C. Like, for real. The food, the culture, the women. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Don't y'all got, like, a sauce that y'all put on, like, y'all chicken?
Mumbo sauce. You're going to love it. Put some mumbo sauce on your chicken. You gonna love it, man.
You ain't like it?
It depends. First of all, it depends on where you have it from, though. So
you gotta put me on the spot.
If he went to the Million Man March, 9 times out of 10 he was downtown. You know what I'm saying, by the memorial and you know, the White House and stuff like that.
Cliche.
So you down there with the restaurants where like they not gonna make the best mumbo sauce. You come to my side, I'm gonna introduce you to some real mumbo sauce. You know what I'm saying? So
see, we got mild sauce, so it got your mumbo sauce. Got they got top tier.
What was that name of that sandwich that they was putting me on when I first came here, man?
The sweet steak sandwich?
Nah, it's some beef and something. I forgot.
Italian beef.
Italian beef.
Y'all don't got Italian beef in DC?
Nah, I never heard of that till I came to Chicago.
Yeah, we the only people that dip our sandwiches.
Like,
that's what Chicago stuff.
It was like on the East Coast though.
Nah, we dip our sandwiches. We don't want to do that.
Did you like it?
I loved it. Yeah, I loved it.
I definitely want to come. That's the only thing when I went to DC that I'm mad that I didn't get to enjoy is that it wasn't nobody to take me to the hoods. Like every time I go to the city, I gotta go to the hoods, and I didn't get to
man,
that.
You gotta come back. You gotta come back for sure. Yeah, you definitely gotta come back for sure. I'm inviting everybody. If y'all with it, come back to DC. What's for like a day or two?
What's a good time? Like Broccoli Fest or something like that? When
a good time? Howard University homecoming.
I keep hearing about Howard. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And I'm saying that because I'm kind of sort of reading the room, and y'all should come y'all should turn up. Yeah. Y'all should come to Howard Homecoming University around that time for sure. Yeah,
I'm with it. Now we speaking on the culture, and I don't know, like, cause we could go to different ways. I mean, we can go music, trenches, but right now since we talking about just the DC area, you know, with just politics, right? With this president being in office and the things that's going on, like how has that affected the black and brown community in the DC area?
You know, that's a great question. Well, first let me say, during Trump's first term, I was out the feds for his whole term. Like I went in November 2018. When I came home, he was getting out of office. Okay. So the whole 4 years that he was in office, I was locked up. I heard a lot of people talking about the economy, how much money we was making. I definitely made a lot of money even though I was in prison. I made more money than usual those 4 years. I'm gonna admit that. I'm gonna be honest and say that. I feel as though a lot of my peers and my relatives was seeing a lot more money. There was a lot more things going on, legally and illegally. You know what I'm saying? Now that I'm home and I'm older, you know what I'm saying? I'm 34 years old now. So I understand more, and I'm witnessing people who I know personally who's being affected by losing their job. You know what I'm saying? With this new federal cut thing he did. I don't know what he did, the DEI or EI.
Yeah, the DEI program.
Yeah. He I mean, so many people that I know personally, I'm talking about personal family members who've been stressed the last 2 months because at the end of March, they're going to be out of a job. And I'm talking about they've been working for the federal government for over 20 years. And I feel as though to put somebody out of a job because you got the power to it's crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you well off. I don't really understand that. I'm not big on politics. I don't know too much about politicians, you know what I'm saying? I dropped out at a very young age. So to be at an age where I could witness it, and I'm seeing my family members like stressing, putting in 20, 30, 40, 50 applications. You know what I'm saying? And the people who call them back, the salary is too low, or you know, it's crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people voted for this dude. But then, you know, you got the theories that him and Elon Musk had rigged the voting thing, the election. Like they saying that they rigged it again. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I never voted before in my life, so I don't know. But I just feel like a lot of people who was happy that he was the president the first time voted for him again, thinking about the money part. And then he totally switched it up this go around. Yeah. And a lot of people in DC, Maryland, and Virginia, and I'm sure America, but you know, I haven't really been, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of people in DC, Maryland, and Virginia is out of a job just because of some new rule that he made. And I just find that to be insane to me.
You don't think it's a slap in the face that he's a convicted felon, like, cause you did time in prison?
Absolutely, yeah. I was reading somewhere where you know, they putting together a mean petition to like get him out of office because they talking about all the things that he's been accused of and charged with, and
he's president.
Yeah, and he's the president. You know what I'm saying? And
they was trying to do that while he was running too.
Yeah, like he got a lot of bad things to say about convicts and felons, but he's a felon. You know what I'm saying? So I'm confused as to how he even got the job. I don't know. Like I said, I've never voted before in my life. I wasn't home during his first term of presidency, and I'm the type of dude that's gonna be honest and tell you, like, I've never seen any president affect my community in a positive way since I've been living. So do I care like who's the president? Nah, I just care about my family and my friends. You know what I'm saying? But to see that what he's doing affecting us is crazy. You know what I'm saying? For sure.
You would think that. And that's just you would think that a place like DC wouldn't have a ghetto because it's Washington DC.
It's a ghetto everywhere.
Yeah, but you think about it like that, you would think that would be to clean up their city would be the first thing they would do in politicians.
Absolutely, yeah. They never clean up DC, man. You know what I'm saying? DC is like, I don't know, like certain places in certain areas, you just wouldn't believe that you're in Washington DC. So, I mean, although I know that that's everywhere. But it's like, I don't know, man.
I just, especially with all the federal jobs that come out strictly out of DC, it's like now the unemployment rate is going up because you fire all these people and they don't have a plan.
Yeah,
like you didn't have a plan for them.
Right. Yeah, and then that's another thing. Like you didn't provide them with like a backup plan or anything. Like you didn't say, hey, I'm about to do this in 6 months, get y'all affairs in order, or nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
You know what I'm saying?
It's just done.
You just woke up and rolled out the bed and was like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm about to fire like 8 million people today.
Cause he let go like what was it, 15,000, 150,000 from the IRS at one point.
I don't know. He got
and it's tax season. Like,
why would you get my taxes back?
That's why I ain't got my taxes back yet.
Yeah, he over a lot of people, man.
Employment rate low.
So now I've been on the music side. I've been up on you since Rich as fuck. Yeah, Rich as fuck. I want to say I thought about not cussing. Okay, but yeah,
we be trying.
Ain't nothing wrong with trying for sure.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want Cree have to do a lot of editing. Yeah, she back there. Yeah, but yeah. So I've been up on you since Rich as F. See, I did it that time, Cree. Shout out to my homie Ken for putting me on you and just putting me on to the whole Slutty Boys era back in the day. So I was up on Trel. But it seemed like, to me, every time you got a little rhythm on your rap side, it's like you got into some trouble.
Yeah. You know, I'm grown enough to say that I ain't make a lot of good decisions when I was coming up young. You know what I'm saying? Like, we started this rap, we was 17, 18, 19 years old. You know what I'm saying? And at that time, you don't want to listen to a lot of the good things that people got to tell you, number one. Number two, I will say that, like any black man in America, I had a past before rap. I made a lot of bad choices following my friends, being a follower before rap. And so when you go to turn over a new leaf, it's kind of like, yeah, I'm Trel the rapper now, but there's a lot of people who remember Trel before rap who want to get revenge.
And keep you in that space.
Yeah, and keep me in that space. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, a lot of it was me protecting myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell people all the time, I'm not a violent offender. I've never been accused, convicted of violence ever. But I always protected myself. You know what I'm saying? Wherever I went about it the right way, I chose to do it. Like, I value my life. I value my children's life. I value my friends and my family life. So I just went about the wrong way of protecting myself. And it caught up with me, you know what I'm saying? All those charges, catching all these charges on probation here, getting locked up I got locked up in Chicago before. A lot of people don't know that. I got locked up in California, LA. I got locked up in Miami.
Universal.
Yeah. Like, just young. Like, we was just young and wild, and like, for real, like, once we really started touching some paper, because we never really had no real large amount of money, so... And, you know, we ain't really, you know, when we was coming up, we wasn't really thinking about flying. So we'll go get 3-4 rental cars, and I drive to Miami like straight from the trenches right now. You know what I'm saying? If I get the right phone call. You get what I'm saying? Load them up, we gone to Miami. We gone to Tampa, we gone to Dallas, we gone to Houston. And we'll go do that a lot. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, we went about it the wrong way. It's 4 people in the car, none of us got a license. You know what I'm saying? We 18 years old, we got perks and lean and Ciroc and tequila in the trunk, and we just a pound of weed. We just thugging. No IDs, no driver's license. We just thugging. No insurance information, nothing. We just we just went about things the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? And it caught up with me, like, you know, catching multiple charges, and, you know, it is what it is. But I will say that a lot of it had to do with like the detectives and the prosecutors in my city too. You know what I'm saying? And you had a lot of people who, we call them rats. We had a lot of people who was reporting and lying to the police and detectives in my city and getting us followed and getting us harassed. All of that stuff plays a part, but these is things that, like, we really don't tell the public. Like, we might relate some stuff through music, but like what we really go through on a day-to-day basis, I don't even think fans really know or even care about that, because they want us to come and turn up. They want to come to the club and come to the concerts, turn up, have a good time, hear you perform, take pictures, go home. So in our personal life, they not really too caught up with what we going on in our personal life. So, you know, you don't getting followed through the mall, getting followed through your neighborhood, getting pulled over by certain officers knocking on females' doors because they know you in there. Yeah. These is the real things that go on in our life, and I don't think really the public know about that.
Sure. Would y'all have like a hip hop police out there, or it was just like?
It's not even that. Like, it's not even that. Like, okay, boom. For example, I had a female friend who was a Washington D.C. police officer.
Shout out to you.
And she was messing with this dude who was. He was a United States Capitol police officer, so he worked down there where the White House at. But he was married. You know what I'm saying? He had a whole nother wife, whole nother life, everything. And he was just harassing me, bro. Like, he knew that I was dealing with a female that he was dealing with, but mind you, he married. I'm a young dude. I'm in and out of town. I'm just stopping through to have fun.
Yeah. And, do your little one.
And yeah, you know, 1, 2, or 3. You know what I'm saying? And
he
then
mad.
I'm gonna hit it. You feel me? So he's stalking her house, and he catching me leaving her house. He's pulling me over. You know what I'm saying?
Dang,
all
that's
type
what
of
they
stuff.
do on like Power.
Man, this was way before Power. Man, this is real life situations. But things like that, for example, you get what I'm saying? And that's just what was going on. Also, there was one time where I had got this house like in a predominant neighborhood, an area called Upper Marlboro, Maryland. It's like an area where I would say financially well-off black people live in our area. And, you know, all the kids used to come knock on my door, drop CDs on my porch or whatever. So I used to bring the basketball court out to the end of the driveway, let the kids play basketball. And it was an officer who lived in my neighborhood, and he didn't like it. So a lot of times, you know, I'm coming home from concerts. I'm coming home from the studio every night, 4 or 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning. And he having his buddies, like, pull me over, pull my friends over. We leave the club. I might have 7, 8 cars following me back from the club. If I trust you, everybody could come back to my house. We ain't going to sleep. We about to turn up. And you know what I'm saying? And they pulling my friends over, pulling these people over and stuff like that. So it was just really like, I'm not going to play the blame game, because like I said, I did go about protecting myself the wrong way. I could have been, got a license to carry and all that stuff before I became a felon. I could have been did that. I just wasn't aware of that. And so, but yeah, it is what it is.
That's crazy. You would think it'd be because we all black men and just all trying to achieve, like we'd be, you know, look out.
Absolutely. And another thing I thought was like, I'm not, okay, for the dude who lived in my neighborhood, like, I ain't let kids skip school and stay at my crib. First of all, they was kids, you know what I'm saying? I brought the basketball court for them. I'm never home. You know what I'm saying? But when I'm home, I bring it out at the end of the driveway. Y'all go ahead, hoop. You know what I'm saying? I bought like, I had like 3 dirt bikes and like 2 4-wheelers just before I broke my leg. And I didn't even know how to ride them. I had a dude who was about to teach me give me classes on how to ride dirt bikes. But I bought them like for the kids, like ride the dirt bikes, ride the four-wheelers. Of course, they complain about the noise and da da da. But it's like I'm trying. You know what I'm saying? Like you see what I'm doing. I'm trying to let the kids like
be kids.
Be kids. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a real street. You feel me? Like I could be like, hey, I got a pound of weed. Go to school, sell this. The 3.5s is 40. The 7s is. I could be doing that, but I wasn't doing that, and it still wasn't. It was going unnoticed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's like I seen a lot of black people root for black people, but I also seen a lot of uppity black people who look at me and be like, I don't deserve nothing I have. When I work my ass off for it, and I spend time in the studios 6-7 days a week, 16 hours a day. Sometimes by myself, or just me and an engineer, or me, an engineer and a female. Like I did that for years by myself. Like I worked really, really, really hard. You know what I'm saying? And I think that people look at cars and girls and jewelry and concerts and rap videos, and they like, oh well, he having too much fun, or he got it the wrong way, or listen to his music, listen to his message. Nah, it's really hard work and dedication that go into this. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's a huge population of America who just look at rappers like we just bad people. Yeah. Yeah,
and I feel like they don't try to understand it.
Yeah, they don't try to understand it. Like I said, they see the rap videos, the cars and the girls, and it's usually the fun stuff, like the girls in the cars and the jewelry.
And they just
that's
be
what
like,
they really
there's
hate
no
the
way
most.
that he making this type of money.
Exactly.
It's not even that. Like how he mentioned earlier, it's just hate. Like you messing with a chick, I want it. You know what I mean? Like a lot of times, people that be police officers, we know it because like when they was coming up in the neighborhood, they was goofies.
Yeah.
Now that they got their bag
in school, they was suckers.
Yeah. That's true. Though.
Like.
Now they got a little power where they, you know what I'm saying?
They want to abuse
to the utmost. And then you dealing with a dude like me and majority of my friends, right? I'm not even going to ask for your badge number. I'm not filing a lawsuit for harassment. They know that about us, so they look at me and my crew like, oh, we can harass them because they stand on morals and principles. Like they not even going to report us. So it's going to be a forever beef between us and them because I'm not gonna pull my phone out and record you and show this to a lawyer and try to sue. I'm not doing all that. So, and they well aware of that. So it's,
So at 34, of being a father at 3, do some of those street morals change?
How you know I was a father at 3?
Man, I'm a journalist, man. I do research.
Damn, this nigga doing his homework and shit, man. Because I know I told you I was 34, but I'm quite sure I ain't tell you I had 3 kids.
Gotta do your research,
but
man.
Yeah. Been doing research, but go my bad not to cut you off. What was the question?
Nah, I'm just saying though, like, do you feel like those morals change now? Like going about things a certain way. Like if something was to happen, like would you go like file a complaint? Would you do involved, because you spoke about it before? I seen you in the interview. You spoke about it before. Like you spending time away from your your daughters. Like, do you feel like is it worth it now? Like,
well. The question is kind of
so let me
vague, but to start at the beginning, we not never going to the police about nothing. So let's be clear about that.
So we standing on street.
Yeah. We even when it come to my kids, anything, I'm gonna go about it and handle it the best way I know how. Going to the police for anything, even a stolen car, a stolen book bag, or breaking and entering. I just ain't got it in me to call 911 and file a report about nothing. You know what I'm saying? I just don't have it in me. But I do got 3 kids, man. I got a daughter that's about to graduate high school. She go to Duke Ellington School of Art, Performance Art School.
Shout out to her.
She about to go to one of those schools in Atlanta, Clark or something. I forgot. Because she applying for a few colleges, but she really looking at the one in Atlanta. But raising her, I am thinking about a lot of other different things. You know what I'm saying? That's why I do carry myself the way I carry myself now to this day. But I do feel as though I am wise and am mature. But it's certain codes that me personally, I'm gonna just stick and stand by as a man to the day that I die, because that's what I choose to do. I am at the age where I'm not judging law-abiding citizens now. You feel me? Like I'm not mad at nobody for what they want to do, because I understand it now. Like, I understand that you don't have to live under the code that I live by. You know what I'm saying? If you come out your house and your window broken on your car, and you want to call the insurance company, and the insurance company tell you, okay, well, file a police report first, and you my dog, I'm not mad at you for that, because if that's what you choose to do as a man, do it. I just wouldn't do it. But I'm not mad at you, and I'm not going to treat you no certain type. Nah, real shit. I'm not going to treat you no certain type of way or none of that. You get what I'm saying? Like me, I'm going to just go give me a new window, you know, and charge it to the game. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, I've been so, you got to understand, like, mentally, I've been so tarnished and manipulated and trashed by police since I was a little boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I watched the detective, a well-known detective from my area, get on the stand and lie on my homie and got him 88 years. You know what I'm saying? And like, and so my hatred is different. You get what I'm saying? Because I witnessed you put people away out of, because you could. Like, just because you had the power to do so. Like, back to when, how Trump got people fired. I seen a detective get on the stand and lie on my homie and got him 88 years. To this day, he's still fighting on appeal to get back. And he still worked as a detective in my city. You know what I'm saying? I just saw him not too long ago. Like, so my hatred for law enforcement is different than others. But I'm not mad at how anybody go about what they choose to do.
But what about, so do you believe in like passing that mentality on to your daughters? Like, because she's becoming an adult. Like, will she get in a certain situation? Would you be like, call the police?
I always raised my daughter to like never tell on nobody, never snitch, nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody put their hands on you, put your hands on them back. Now, if you asking me what my daughter would do, I don't know. You know, she her own person. You know what I'm saying? God forbid, if somebody, I don't know,
Yes,
like,
God forbid.
Yeah, assault her on a train or something. I don't know. Like, whatever she choose to do, cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna get involved, but I'm gonna make sure she's straight with whatever she choose to do. If she want to file a report, she can. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not gonna be the father who gonna be like, hey, look, file a report, do this, man, get a DNA swab, man. I ain't on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you know, that's just me. I'm not trying to sound sweet, look tough, none of that. It's just morals and principles that I was brought up and raised on. I stand behind them. I firmly believe in them. And it's more than 1,000 ways to skin a cat too. So, you know, it's a couple things that I'll never say on camera while we record. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and so it is what it is.
So we talk about morals and principles and standing on stuff, right?
Absolutely.
How do you feel about peace? Because a lot of people feel like it's once something go down, like we ain't no peace. Like it's up forever. Like, how do you feel about pushing peace?
It depends. Really, it depends. I'm all for peace at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't no bully, never been a bully. I'm a protect myself at all times. You know what I'm saying? And if somebody wants to smoke with me, we gonna see about that. But if you bringing up smoke out of thin air, making up, you know, any reason to have smoke with a nigga like me, knowing what I got going on, knowing what I've been through in my whole life, I'm not entertaining that. You know what I'm saying? I'm 34 years old. I refuse to gain new ops at 34 years old. I just refuse to. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I don't have nothing to prove. I don't gotta show nobody how far I'm willing to go, how many shots come behind it, how much lawyer money got. I don't have to show nobody that no more. I'm done with that. I'm 34 years old.
And ain't nobody trying to spend all that money on lawyers.
Yeah, that's what people don't understand. Lawyer money, man. That's the money that you don't see, that you don't get back. And like, for real, the work that the lawyers do, I feel like I could do it. So it's like, damn, like, I really just paid you to say that? Like, that's it? Nah. You know what I'm saying? And no disrespect to no lawyers in the United States of America. But I just feel like if you catch a charge, right, and I pay $10,000 and I can get 16 months for this charge. But if I give you $40,000, the charge get dropped. 1 + 1 = 2.
No, for real.
Y'all splitting the money. You get what I'm saying? Y'all splitting the money. Like, I was born at night, but
Not
not
last
last night. You get what I'm saying? Oh, my bad. My bad about the mic, man. I don't want to destroy your property. But nah, like if I pay you $8,000 for this charge and you say, yeah, man, you might have to do 10 months incarceration, 18 months unsupervised probation. Cool. But if you give me 25, we could get the charges dropped. Like, trust me. Yeah, I trust that you gonna contact the prosecutor and break the bread down. And the prosecutor gonna let the evidence gonna disappear. She gonna tell the judge, as far as that case, yeah, we lost something. I think we illegally got that, and we gotta let this guy. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Like lawyers and prosecutors and judges are real human beings at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like real human beings at the end of the day. Who gonna check the judge, man? Who gonna check them?
They kids gotta go to college and all that stuff too.
Come on, man. Like them people splitting the money. Yeah. So people don't know about that lawyer money, man, for real. Like, but to answer your question, man, I don't have no problem with peace, man. I really think we need more peace. For real.
Nah, cause you seem like you really got your head on your head strong on your shoulder. Like I remember the young fat Trel, hearing the stories like just from the blogs and just from the social media area to see you now, all
those false stories about me, man.
You know what I'm saying? Allegedly, man.
None of that is true. None of it.
Alleged.
It's one story.
Nah, that probably wasn't true,
man. But you know, like it's this new story with these YNs. Like I guess they ran up on a rapper or something with his daughter, right? 5-year-old daughter that was.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, like and it's stuff like that. So, what type of advice would you give like to the young shorties that's out here just moving wild? Because I know Chicago ain't no structure, so everybody moving wild. I don't know like what's the culture in DC.
Yeah. You know, it's unfortunate what happened. You know what I'm saying? God rest her soul and rest his soul. You know, I'm the type of dude, right, respectfully, I don't speak on a lot of situations because I don't know what a lot of people be having going on. You know what I'm saying? I will say this, though. Some people might like this, some people might not like this, right? But I will say this. You never know what people out here doing in these streets.
That's right.
You never know what people out here doing in these streets. That go for women, too. There are people who have inflicted pain and suffering on certain people as to where on sight means it's on sight. You know what I'm saying? I don't know whether these people knew the girl was in the car. I'm not gonna speak on that. I'm not from Texas. I wasn't there or none of that. But you know, some people are hurt so much you know what I'm saying? Like I lost my brother while I was in prison. You know what I'm saying? Like ain't no telling. You get what I'm saying? And we human at the end of the day. We not robots. We emotional. I'm very emotional. I was born June 26, 1990. I'm a Cancer.
I'm a Cancer too.
Lord,
I'm extremely emotional.
Yeah.
Cancer.
So I'm the type of if you hurt my feelings, I'm gonna tell you, man, you hurt my feelings, man. Like real shit, like you really hurt my feelings. I feel some type of way about that. I'm not afraid to say that. You know what I'm saying? Right. But if I do say that,
just know.
It can go.
It could go anywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It could go anywhere. And so I say that to say, like I said, man, I'm sorry to hear that about Slim and his girl, his baby girl, and that's very unfortunate. You know, she didn't deserve that. Period, point blank. But you never know what these people out here going through. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that they knew she was there or whatever, or that he deserved that. He could have been doing nothing. Like I don't know whether he beefing or not. I'm just saying like certain people see people and it's just on sight. You know what I'm saying? And that's I don't know. I know it's people that's living in America right now that they could see me holding my daughter in my hand. And they probably still try to take my life. You know what I'm saying? Because I made bad decisions when I was younger. So I can't judge nobody.
What happened to like the codes where like women and children was like off limits?
I do believe in that code, but you gotta understand it's a generation that comes from, I don't know how old you is. You know what I'm saying? I'm 34. I know the young in my city, in Washington, DC, they don't care about no codes. You know what I'm saying? It's you took one of mine, I'm trying to take 10 of yours. I don't care where we catch you at. I don't care who right there. The Jesus Christ himself could be right there. Mm-hmm. And that's just how they feel. I wish they didn't feel that way, but they feel that way. So it's up to you on how you gonna move and how you gonna operate on your day-to-day basis with knowing that. Because I know how these young feel. So now I'm not going anywhere with my daughter. I'm not taking her to this movie theater. We're not going to play Top Golf here. We're not going, we're going to drive to Philadelphia and go do that. We're going to drive to Jersey and go to Six Flags or King's Dominion. You get what I'm saying? We're going to go to the Splash Park in North Carolina and go do that.
All the way to North Carolina?
Absolutely. We're going to have a ball.
You got to do what you got to do.
We're going to have a ball, man. We're going to look. First of all, we got a little 4, 5, 6 hour road trip. We're going to have fun, play music. We're going to speed.
It sound like a good time to me.
Nah,
okay?
for real. But we're going to let our hair down, though.
You ain't got to worry about nothing.
So we ain't doing that at the crib.
Yeah.
That's facts.
We ain't doing it.
That's valid.
It's decision making.
It's 2 places I want to take to. The first place I want to take when we talk about like decision making and just mental health. Like, the crazy thing how you just said you'll take 5, 6 hour road trip for fun. You say you'll do the same thing for your church because you can't just go to anybody's church. You got to go drive 4 hours to go to church.
Where you getting your
you don't
research?
Remember saying that?
Nah, I understand what he's saying, but I'm like, how did he know that? I don't even think I publicly spoke on that, bro. I feel like you know somebody in my circle or something. Like, what the? Yeah, nah, I don't go to everybody's church. I'm a firm believer in like your church is your church. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Are you Christian?
Yeah, I'm Christian, super Christian. I'm overly Christian. You know what I'm saying? Nah, but I just love my pastor so much in my church so much that I'm not real big on going to multiple people's churches. Now, if we in a relationship, right, and I love you, I might visit your church one time with your family and meet your pastor who you grew up with and the person who's been praying over you and your family for years. That's cool to do. You know what I'm saying? But and that's only if I'm in a relationship with a woman who goes to church every Sunday. Yeah, I might go to your church with you once or twice. But me, I'm a firm believer in, I don't know, it's weird. Excuse me, but I'm a firm believer in going to my church. Like, I'm gonna stick with my church and my pastor.
That's not
it's
weird,
crazy
though.
that he know that though. Like, I'm almost afraid of what else he do know because I don't remember speaking on that publicly. If I did, that's crazy. But yeah, I'm a firm believer in sticking with your own church.
Nah,
it's crazy because I had a female from Chicago ask me to go to church with her. That's crazy.
Did you good for asking me to go to church with us.
Nah, I ain't go.
Why you ain't go?
Because we wasn't in a relationship and we wasn't in love. And she was very beautiful. Don't get me wrong. But like when it comes to church, like I'm real serious. Because I'm a real Christian, I don't play about that when it comes to church. You feel what I'm saying? Like we gotta be locked in for me to go to your church. You get what I'm saying? But she's a very beautiful girl though. Beautiful, stunning. Yeah,
How was your experience dating a Chicago girl?
It was
What you gotta say about us?
I love y'all, man. I don't got no complaints, man. I really don't have no complaints. I had some great, beautiful women back in my, back a long time ago. What Bernie Mac say, long time ago. Long time ago, I had some great relationships with Chicago women, though. No complaints at all. Cooking, how they cater to you, respectful, being respectful.
He can't stand Chicago women.
For real? He ain't mean none of mine. But see, it be different. It be different though.
Well, you OT. You come from OT.
See, I'm from out of town. You see what I'm saying? So they might have treated me different.
And Chicago men, they feel like when you go to like Houston or Dallas, like
they
those
women
type
treat
of
them better. Yeah.
I had a little BMO shorty. She treated me nice.
See,
from Baltimore?
Yeah, from Baltimore.
See, all the girls I had from Baltimore was like,
she drove down to DC.
Was very. You probably met a good girl from Baltimore. Yeah, because all the Baltimore girls I had was super ratchet. Yeah. No respect at all.
She was nice.
Couldn't trust them as far as you could throw them.
Very beautiful though. Women be aggressive.
So you saying, but that's like this. I want to ask you this, right? Because we was talking about this on the show not too long ago. You seem like you're a smooth dude. You know how to talk. I can tell you just know how to talk when it comes to women.
Absolutely.
She was saying that.
What'd I say?
She was saying that men don't know how to be like, don't have romantic bones in their body no more. They don't know how to come at work.
I feel like being romantic is a lost art when it comes to men.
Okay.
And I feel like that sometimes because I feel like a lot of times men think, okay, if I give you this money, if I buy you these gifts, like that's enough. But it's like, where's the creativity? Where's the energy? Like,
I ain't mad at you.
Sweep me off my feet once or twice.
I'm not mad at you. See, I think, here's the thing, right? First of all, women, y'all can't have it both ways, right?
I hate when y'all say that.
Women want to be with, for example, I'm gonna just use me. I ain't gonna speak on nobody else, right? I'm a street, right? I come from the streets. I was raised by my mother. I never really seen too many men do anything super duper special for my mom, right? I'm not making no excuse. I just never witnessed that.
That's just how you.
Yeah, I never witnessed that. I started buying stuff on Valentine's Day because I seen my classmates doing it for their girlfriend. So I came home like, Mom, I need a teddy bear and a card and 2 balloons and some chocolate. I want to give it to my girl on Valentine's Day. But that came from being a follower. So when I started getting older and I started dating women, and they like, so you ain't gonna take me out? Yeah, where you wanna go? No, you tell me where you want. You tell me where we going. You the man. I don't know where to go. I got the money. I'm hungry.
You let me know.
You always hungry. You always hungry. I'm only hungry when I'm high, but you always hungry. So where you want to go? Don't make it difficult because I don't know about the Fogo de Childs and the Ruth Chris's and the Eddie V's and I didn't know Maya Mastro's. My mother worked at KFC.
But there's a nice way to say that and be like, like, okay, I got you.
No, right. No, if I'm fed up, I'm going to talk like how I want to talk. But if I just met you and I'm trying to sweep you off your feet, I ain't trying to be lazy. Like, I'm going to give you an example. This is an example. This is a long time ago, by the way.
This did not happen in real life.
No, it happened in real life. It was just Bernie Mac said a long time ago. I had a female from Chicago, right? I came back, so I'm in Chicago. She like, I say, let's go on a date. She like, I bet, set the reservations up and let me know what time to be ready. I said, whoa, no. You set the reservations up because I don't know nothing about the restaurants in Chicago. I know my homies don't even want me going out in public in Chicago. Yeah. So I'm already gonna make them mad when I tell them, man, look, I'm about to go on a little date for like an hour or two. They're gonna feel some type of way about that anyway.
Especially if they can't come.
Right. And they can't be there. Yeah. Like they gonna feel some type of way about that. But I'm trying to tell her, like, look, just set the reservations for whatever time you want to go out. I'm gonna pay for everything. It's good. You know what I'm saying? But she had an attitude like, you can't do it yourself. No, I can't do it myself. I don't want that responsibility.
But you're not from here, so I feel like it's a little different.
We could have been at home. I just want us to go out, get some food, get some drinks, have a good time. I'm trying to get to know you. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to take you down too. Let's be honest.
Well, I'm gonna take you down. Y'all trying to take us down. Give us a look.
Nah, I'm gonna give you everything, but you gotta make it easy on me. Like, don't leave me with the responsibility of calling the restaurant, making a reservation.
Don't do that.
I don't know the dress code.
Right.
Come on, man. Like, I'm just trying to like eat and drink and like.
It's the
pick your brain, and I want you to pick my brain too. Let's have some fun while we spending time with each other. But don't make it difficult.
I'll give you that. But it's also men that be flexing about all these restaurants they be eating at, all these expensive happy hours and places that they already been.
Well, it's a lot of those dudes in life who live like that.
Right. So it's like, if that's how you live and you trying to court me, why you can't put a little extra effort into courting me?
Go ahead.
One thing I was trying to say, bro, is don't try to add an extra scenario to what he just did. He literally just said that this is not what he don't know this type of stuff. So if you dealing with a man, and I'm pretty sure in conversation he's telling you like this type of shit ain't my norm.
Yeah.
So if you know this ain't my norm, let's stay where we at. If you know this ain't my norm, why you just can't accept that and meet them halfway and correct the experience together?
Okay, I get that. But sometimes men don't even get to the point where they can't let their ego go enough to say, I don't know where to go.
See, that's not me. I'm going to let you know, look, I don't know. Like I tell people all the time, like, I don't know what's like if somebody asks me, what's your idea of a fun date? I don't know, like, if we could like go watch a great movie and just laugh and have fun, or go bowling or something. And to women that might be boring. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
an honest answer, though.
Yeah. Because I seen like I met this female, right? And she was like, "What you want to do?" I'm like, "Look, we could go do whatever you want to do." She was like, "All right, bet." So I know this place where we could have dinner on a hot air balloon, and like I really, really, really want to do that. I'm like, hold on.
That's crazy. Wait.
I'm super afraid of heights. Like now I catch planes, but to eat on a hot air balloon,
and you could just see everything around you.
I'm extremely afraid to do that. And she told me, "Oh, you ain't trying to have no fun. Like you want some basic shit like that." Yeah, like if risking my life,
risk your life, right?
If risking my life, I'm not willing to risk my life for the box. Like I'm just not willing to do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I catch a plane for the box, but that's as far as I'm going as far as risking my life. But a hot air balloon with just us two, like where the instructor's gonna be at? She's like, nah, they just gonna they're gonna watch us from a sky camp. Man, no, I'm not doing that. No, how the balloon gonna come? Nah, I'm not. I'm just not doing that.
I feel that.
You know what I'm saying? And she thought that I was a born guy because I didn't want to do that specific thing.
Nah, I feel like you was protecting yourself. Like even
absolutely.
What was it in Dubai or Mexico where you eat in the air?
I'm not doing that.
And it like collapsed a couple weeks ago.
It looks wonderful. No, it didn't.
Yeah, she was recording like, I'm in the sky, and it was
lying like.
I swear it collapsed.
You for real?
Yeah, yes. The thing they like, they ain't fall down.
Like snapped. It snapped. Like everybody just went that way.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
They got a huge check coming.
For sure.
See, but that's why I never do that though. I wouldn't do that. Mm-hmm. And then, truthfully, how is that romantic though? Like what's a
I'm with you.
Because for real, if you want to do that, then we could eat at the what's the name of the restaurant in New York, and it's on like the 100 of something floor, and we right by the window, and we can look out and see the. We
got what, Signature? Yeah, that's on the 95th floor.
We could eat like so for example, boom, I never heard of that restaurant, never been there or nothing. But we could why can't we go get a table at Signature by the window and look at the city? Because I'm pretty sure that's a beautiful view while we eat. Why we gotta literally go sit up in the sky, feet dangling.
He got valid points.
I feel
that's
you.
scary. I'm not gonna be able to focus. I don't care how bad you is. I don't care how fat your is, how perfect your titties sit up. I'm thinking about dying the whole time on a date. It's not fun. You know what I'm saying?
So for to ask you this, now you from the streets, right?
Yeah,
from the streets. So you ain't never went to our hood or went to the projects to get some box before?
Pick up some box for sure. Yeah, pick up some box.
Pick up some box. To us as box is crazy.
No, not y'all specifically. Yeah. We had a pass. You know what I'm saying? To pick up some box, it was the thrill more so for me, cause she wasn't nothing. But it was the thrill. Like, I'm beefing with these. I'm picking up. Yeah, but I was real young when I did that, and that was a cool thing to do. Now, have I ever went inside a female's house who lived in the ops neighborhood? Never in my entire life of living.
What about it it ain't even got to be your ops, but just like some projects or something that you're not from?
Oh, absolutely. Trench pussy is some of the best pussy there is on earth.
Lord,
I tried to tell somebody that they would have believed.
That goes back to how they was raised. You know what I'm saying? And no disrespect to no women who wasn't raised in the trenches, right? Because, not everybody was. But, some of the best hidden gems, man, is hidden in rough places.
Them project princesses, man.
Like, and sometimes you gotta go to where only men could go. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm pulling up in neighborhoods where it's like, oh yeah, they already know where I'm going. It's the baddest bitch in the hood. You know what I'm saying? I already know where you going. Yeah, I'm going to go get that. I'm going to go get that.
Since we showing love to bad and trench pussies and the box.
You said we just been saying box.
It's International Women's Day.
Shout out to them. Yeah.
Oh damn! Shout out to all the women, man.
I was gonna ask you, is there anybody like on your team, anybody in your life that you ain't gotta shout them out, but just like how has women impacted your journey through music?
Oh, the second question is a great question.
Okay,
Because I ain't
there
know
you
where
go.
you was going with the first question. Yeah, man, you know, behind every successful, powerful black man, there's always a powerful woman somewhere in the creases, you know what I'm saying? And I was raised by my mother, single parent. I'm the youngest of three. She had 3 boys. So my mother always played a key factor in my life. I do have a lot of women who I work closely with as far as like, you know, traveling, booking flights, hotels, outfits. I can't dress for shit. So anything I wear, somebody picked it out. And like whether I pay for it or whether like companies send me free clothes, I never pick out anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I just don't know how to dress. Like I literally wear all black every day if it was up to me. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely got a few great women in my corner. Recently, like, you know, when I just came home from prison, I've been dealing with only older women. You know what I'm saying? That's just my headspace. And that's just where I choose to spend my time, with more older, fully developed women. And since I've been doing that, I'm at a different space as far as mentality wise, my patience, you know what I'm saying? Where I want to spend my time, what I want to spend my money on. I feel like dealing with older, mature women. And I'm not even going to go to the finances because I hate when I do read my comments. I'm a hood nigga, and I hate doing interviews and judging me, talking about, oh, you dealing with her because she make this amount of money.
That's because they be hurt.
Yeah, it ain't about the money. It's
Or
about
broke.
the mentality.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's about the mentality. And so dealing with older, more mature women has worked out better for me. Yeah, for sure.
I like that for you.
Absolutely.
You know what type of woman you want.
I kind of don't. Like, you never know what kind of
Maybe
woman
they
you
just
want.
in alignment with you right now.
Yeah. I can agree with that. Yeah, for sure.
We like that.
Now I got a few fan joints, right? So
Let's do it.
Few
The
people,
fans is crazy, so I'm afraid about.
But
But go ahead, let's do it.
They want to know a few
What
things.
fans he be asking?
They want to know why. Why did you change the original album cover to Gleesh?
They was trying to sue me. What's the name of that show, Glee?
Yeah.
They tried to sue me.
Really?
First of all, I didn't even think. Well, first of all, I never even knew of the show. Never heard of the show, ever. You know what I'm saying? My manager at that time, he no longer my manager anymore. I had a manager at that time where he was a dude. It's weird. Like, he was kind of sort of in the street, but he graduated college. His girlfriend's father was a very prominent lawyer in our area, right? And they let me move into their house. So you gotta think, I was like 17, 18, living in this big lawyer's house out Bowie, Maryland, right? And they knew about all these shows I knew nothing about. So they asked me what I wanted to name my next mixtape, and I said I want to name it Gleesh, right? Because the Gleesh word was real popular in DC at that time. We had just made up that word, and it was like really blowing up, right? So they was like, yo, why don't we use one of the girls from the Glee cover, because they do this L on their head, da-da-da-da. And you know me, I'm like, what is the show? I never heard of the show, never seen the characters, nothing. So they really put that together. When I saw it, I liked it. So I'm like, what if we made her mascara run like she was crying? And no disrespect, like, what if we put some nut all on her face, right? And they did it.
I see the artistic vision.
Right, yeah.
Shut up.
I'm not for real, I'm like 18 years old at this
You
time.
like, yeah, that's cold.
Yeah, like make her cry and put, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. First of all, they could have been happy tears. You know what I'm saying? I said a lot of women cried during sex, and it wasn't because of pain. You know what I'm saying? That's neither here nor there. Yeah. So the tape dropped. The tape is doing fine. Like, I started making the Washington Post, XXL magazine, Source. These are things I never done before. So as the tape is growing, the lawyer from the actual show Glee sent the email to my manager. So my manager, like, I think I was somewhere downstairs, maybe playing the game. I don't know what I was doing, and I just heard him scream, "What the?" Like, when he reading his email, he screamed out, "What the?" So me, I don't think nothing of it. I'm still playing the game, doing me. He like, "Hey, Trel, come here. Trel, come here." He called me. He like, "Look who just emailed us." I'm like, who the what? What you mean? Who is it? He like, this the lawyer for such and such and such that represented such and such television company that represented this company that represent the show Glee. I'm like, oh, I bet. What's up? What they talking about? He like, nigga, they want you to take your mixtape cover down. Mind you, I'm 18, so I'm like, why the fuck is you excited? That's a bad thing, right? He like, no, this is a great thing, bro. This mean they know about you, nigga.
Valid.
And I was like, oh, okay. So he like, what we gonna do? Now, we always had a alternate cover in case this was gonna happen. We just didn't think that it would ever happen because I wasn't a big artist. But when it happened, it was like, oh, shit, so we had to change it. But it was definitely a dope idea, and everything that we wanted that tape and that cover to do, it did it plus more. So I think it was a genius idea, for sure.
Well, all right. Next question. Who started the Nike boots and New Balance wave?
Washington, D.C., hands down. It's not up for debate. I'm tired of that question. It had to be a fan question,
yeah.
Right? I'm tired of that question. No disrespect to Baltimore, Philly, or New York. I love y'all to death. Y'all my some of the baddest in the world is in Philly, really? New York, and Baltimore. But Washington, D.C. started Nike boots and New Balance, and y'all know it.
Nike boots and New Balance?
Absolutely.
I thought Chicago started Nike boots.
I thought Chicago started Nike boots.
You don't believe that. You don't even believe that.
This New Balance stuff is a new thing because it's like growing up, you had on New Balance, you would have got
hit.
hit.
After this interview, right, I'm going to give you my number. After this interview, I want you to find me 3. Find me 3 pictures of some old hustlers, whoever, old hustlers, pimps, whatever, in the 80s with Nike boots on.
Some real.
You say the 80s, okay.
70s, whatever.
I would say because I was hustling in the early 2000s, I had on Nike boots.
Come on, man. Wearing Nike boots and New Balances, man, before my mother was born. So
okay, I didn't know that, so I'll give you that.
Yeah, so I'm telling you.
It's about the ACG joints.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm thinking like
all right, we got
90s.
I'm gonna call Pops and ask him, be like, Pops,
where your father from?
From Chicago.
He don't know.
Have you ever been to DC?
No, I ain't never
So
been
he
to DC.
don't know.
You know, do you know that personally, or have you ever had a? Nah, because he might be freestyling, right? You don't know where where your father went.
I got a few uncles in jail. I'm gonna ask because they was getting busy, so I'm gonna ask them.
Yeah, but ask your father too. Like, just ask him, like, yo, Dad, like, have you ever been to Washington D.C. before, like when you was young, coming up, and just see what he say. If he say yes, just say, all right. So who you ask him, like, Pops, in your opinion, who you think started the Nike Boost New Balance wave, like in the United States of America? Like, where was the first area where you first started seeing that?
This is a real history lesson.
No, it's a real history lesson. Because I'm tired of this debate. Like, was not wearing New Balances before DC was doing it.
Y'all can hide a New Balance.
Yeah, y'all can definitely have. We just started wearing New Balances.
To us, we feel like a Chicago dude, Joe Freshgood, got New Balances hot.
Yeah.
That's why New Balances is well set. Shout out to Joe Freshgood. Like he got it nationwide. He been creating them, got them crazy.
Years now.
Oh, okay.
But
how old is he?
But before that, like in Iraq, we didn't wear the New Balances.
Oh, all right.
New Balance was probably looked at like sketches to us.
Not that.
Ain't no. Nah. Probably did think of them like that. You know what I'm saying? But nah, man, all the old hustlers, all the OGs back in the day, the 60s, 70s, 80s. Mm-hmm. New Balances was like real dope boy, like, niggas who was getting money, they was in the club with like a fresh pair of New Balance on. No matter what kind of car they was driving, I'm talking about niggas was going to the fights to see Mike Tyson fight, Sugar Ray Leonard, and all that Versace and CODY and shit they had on with them chains and shit. If you look at their shoes, them had on New Balances. Like, for real.
All right, fair question. Do you still make music with Tommy Hilfiger's son, and how did that relationship come about?
Absolutely, I do. That's a lot of people don't know that his name is Rich. First of all, a lot of people don't know his name. I ain't being funny or nothing.
I don't know. I know.
Yeah, that's his name. Rich. His name is Richard Hilfiger. That's my best friend. Like, that's my best friend. Like, of course, I didn't know him growing up and all that, but like for the amount of years we known each other, the things that he's helped me with, the guidance that him and his father gave me. Like, that's my best friend. Like, I consider him family. Like, I consider him my brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could go stay at his house. Like, if I was on the run, they'd hide me. Real, like, that's family. The relationship came about was when I was young, I used to be on World Star a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I just seen this white boy with like a lot of tattoos and you know on World Star it showed a still shot. You know what I'm saying? But if you hover over the video, it might show like 5 or 8 seconds of the video. So I'm like, I clicked the video. One of my managers who been my lifetime manager, he back there right now. We watching the video and we watching it in the studio, so I turn it up on the loudspeakers. I'm like, this white boy hard right here. You know what I'm saying? So we started listening to him for like a week or two, right? Because his music is hard, right? Never heard of him a day before in my life. We started listening to him for like a week or two. Then one day my manager came in the room. He was like, hey, that white boy, he reached out to us, right? Mind you, we don't know that this Tommy Hilfiger's son or nothing at this time. We just know his rap name is Ricky Hill. You know what I'm saying? So he reached out and he like, yo, he want to do a feature with you, blah, blah, blah. He like, yeah. My mom, he talk funny. You know, yeah, my mom's got a house in Connecticut. Like, if you ever in New York, I'll drive down, we could work. I'm like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? So I called him when we in New York. And so pull up on me in a Bentley, like drop top Bentley. Like, what the fuck? Because when you watch his videos, you think he like a drug dealer from like the white slums somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And he jumped out the Bentley. We go in the studio. We get to knocking out records. And while we talking, he was like, yo, like, I don't really tell a lot of people this because people judge me, and you know, a lot of people feel different ways about my dad, and a lot of people made up lies and rumors about his.
I'm about to ask you.
Yeah. A lot of people made up lies and rumors about his dad, and misconstrued some words that he used a long time ago, like in the early '90s, late '80s type. So he really not comfortable with telling a lot of people that. He was like, yo, like Tommy Hilfiger, my dad. So I'm looking at this like, man, this must be high. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be high to think Tommy Hilfiger's father. You know what I'm saying? I'm just looking at this like, stop the music. Like, bro, what did you just say? He like, nah, my dad's Tommy Hilfiger. Like, put out his ID, like, my name Richard Hilfiger. I'm like, man, get the out of here, bro. Your father not no Tommy. You talking about Tommy Hilfiger? I got 100 pairs of Tommy Hilfiger boxes in my crib right now. You telling me your father Tommy Hilfiger? Nah, but and then the relationship just grew. He moved and got a crib out. After that, he moved, got a crib out LA. That was around the time where me and Adi Boy had first started with Master P, and I had got a crib out LA. I didn't know anybody out there. Nobody. It was before I met my baby mother out there. I didn't know nobody out there. So he was the only person I could call on. He was helping me move around the city, you know what I'm saying, telling me where to go, where to eat, where to shop and stuff like that. And the relationship just grew. And he just wound up being one of my closest friends. Like when I went to prison, when my money was froze and my old manager had ran off with some bread, and he definitely helped me out, things that he had no business doing, you know what I'm saying? And of course the relationship just grew. And like when you meet people, like I grew up in a world where we just didn't trust white people because white people in our community were always evil and they always wanted to see us down. So naturally, I didn't want to grow to know white people or to trust them or to hang around them or to get to know them, period. And like meeting him and his family and spending time with them, and even on holidays, even though the food choice might not be the same, I get where they're trying to go with it.
Yeah.
Because they white and
it's like they trying.
Yeah. Not like, no, but like they enjoy different foods in a different type of way, in a different type of style. And like I said, I'm at the age where I'm okay with that now. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all don't have to know how to cook like my grandmother. Y'all wasn't raised in the same place. It's cool. And yeah, the friendship and the relationship just grew for sure. That's my dog, man. But we definitely still make music together. I got a lot of unreleased music with Rich for sure.
Shout out to Rich, man. When you hollered at his pops, man, what did he say about like that rumor? You know, they say people that don't know, they say Tommy Hilfiger didn't make his calls for black people.
Okay, so look, boom. When me and Rich started spending time with each other, right? Like I had some people who kept DMing me, fans writing me, yo, why you hanging with him? Why you doing music with him? He said this, his father said this, his father said that. Right? And like I told you, I'm a Cancer. I wear my heart on my sleeve. So I'm the type where I'm going to ask you, like, yo, is this true? Is that true? So I never forget. I think this was like the first time me and his dad had a conversation that was longer than 10 to 15 or 20 minutes. I can't remember who his dad, don't hold me to this. I can't remember who he was having an interview with, right? Somebody had made a statement to his dad and was like, yo, some area, I think it wasn't even California, I think it was like North Carolina or something. You know, these gangs use like real sports teams or real clothing. So say the TH might stand for Top Hound Bloods or Top Hound Crips or something, right? But really the TH on this shirt stands for Tommy Hilfiger. You get what I'm saying? But a gang might wear this shirt because they got the TH on it and the name of their gang is the TH Bloods or the Top Hound Crips or something. So they asked them, do you know that gangbangers are using your clothes to represent their flag, to fly their colors? And he said, no, because I didn't make my clothes for gangs. Like, I make my clothes is a sportswear. It's for people to play tennis and play golf on. I believe that was his vision when he first started creating Tommy Hilfiger clothes. So they asked him a question and they basically asked him, was he aware? And he was like, of course I'm not aware. I don't know. Like, I sell clothes all across America and overseas. So if you ask me, am I aware what everybody who wear Tommy Hilfiger clothes are doing? No. I am aware that a lot of people play tennis in my clothes. A lot of people play golf in my clothes because that's what I created my clothes for. But if you ask me, do I know that these people are, you know, selling drugs, selling crack, killing, gangbanging, kidnapping, whatever else stigma you want to put on this group of people, do you know that they are using my clothes to further it or represent? Nah, I didn't know that. And to an ignorant mind, well, I ain't gonna say ignorant, right? But to a certain type of person, you might hear him say that and be like, oh, so he said he don't make his clothes for black people. He make clothes for, nah, I make clothes for sports. Like, I want people to be comfortable when they playing golf and when they playing tennis. But you could wear my clothes. I'm not tripping off that, but I didn't make it so you could represent your gang in it, and people just took it the wrong way. And I think it was like an interview with like Oprah or somebody big like Montel Williams or somebody big like back in the day. Mm-hmm. You feel me? And first of all, you shouldn't bring that on his kid anyway. His son probably wasn't even born when he did that interview, right? Sure. Number two, his son don't even wear Tommy Hilfiger. Like, don't even wear it. You know what I'm saying? Not on something he don't think is cool. It's just like, man, that's my dad. Like, I grew up with him my whole life. I'm not about to walk out the house in Tommy Hilfiger. Me, I'm a black I'm thinking, shit, my dad was Tommy Hilfiger. Okay. I rock the out of Tommy Hilfiger. But he was like, nah. In his eyes, he was like, nah, that's like some whack shit. Like, keep rocking my dad. Like, nah, I want my own shit. And he started creating clothes. But
I was gonna say he working Ralph Lauren.
And he explained that to me. Like, we had a conversation, bro, and he broke that down to me. And I understand him, number one. Number two, I had the blessing and the opportunity to meet the real Tommy Hilfiger in real life. So if you was to meet Tommy Hilfiger, you wouldn't even question whether or not he has a problem with black people, the black culture, black food.
So he cool.
One of them.
I said it's a lot of things I'm not gonna never say on camera. But Tommy is invited to the cookout, man. You understand? Straight like that. We ain't gotta say no more. And if he wasn't, that's my dog. Like, I say, nah, man, Tommy ain't the type that's gonna come to the I say that because there ain't nothing wrong with it. But Tommy trying to push up to the cookout, man, for sure.
I love that for Tommy.
Yeah. And people don't know that. But if you don't know that, you're gonna judge.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunately that's how people is.
All right. I know my producer probably texted me saying we got a few more for wrap up, so I'm gonna get some.
Okay, say no more.
I'm gonna get some. I gotta get some of these out, Cree. So one of them that I want.
Your producer ready to go home, man. You know what I'm saying?
She's probably sick of your phone dinging.
Nah. So this one I want to get off because we talked about old stories and rumors. So it was I remember back when I first got up on you, it was a rumor that people were saying that you and Wale wasn't tight. But then I see in like recent, like y'all cool and y'all locked in. Like, so what's really the like? Because I heard this is a story I heard. I heard that something that you pressed him at a concert or something like that. That was a story. That was a story. This is back in the day. They was like, yo, you pressed him at a concert, something like that. But now it seems like y'all locked in. I heard some stuff happen where you know what I'm saying?
Nah.
Had his back on some.
Yeah. Nah, I got Brody back. That's Brody, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, me and Wale like this, man. We like brothers. You know what I'm saying? So, and brothers gonna disagree at times. You feel me? Like that's just a natural way. I feel like Wale always wanted the best for me. You know what I'm saying? But when I'm young, right, and I got somebody who trying to take me all these places, but I'd rather be here and do this. And I'm drinking, drugging, thugging real hard. And man, that nigga want me to go to Florida State, man. I ain't going down there with them Bamas. Not knowing that, bro, he trying to meet you, he trying to introduce you to some $1 million people down here in Florida State. He trying to get you to perform on the same stage you performing on in Florida State. You know what I'm saying? These are things when you're young you don't realize. You know what I'm saying? I missed out on a lot of opportunities chasing women, fun, drugs, beef, chasing all that shit in my hood versus actually going to be like every opportunity that I passed up on with Wale, I should have 1,000% took. 1,000%. I should have took them. I probably would have had just as many Billboard hits or more as him if I would have took those opportunities. I missed out on a lot. To answer your question, we never got into no physical altercation in the club. You a good though. Like I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna say too much on this camera, but you got a real credible source, and that's cool. Like, because it's very rare that you run. Like I do these interviews a lot, and it's very rare that people be even knowing what they be talking about. Like they just be asking me questions. But you talk to somebody though. I really feel like it might be hustle. I feel like it might be hustle.
Hey, I told you I got homies in
yeah. I feel like because certain you asking me, only Hustle really knows. I got to my dog Hustle too, man. You know, he from Chicago. He probably out here. But all jokes aside, there was this crazy rumor that I had put my hands on Wale in the club a long time ago. And it was after one night we was at a concert and I put my arm around Wale and walked off like away from people because I wanted to speak to him privately. And a lot of people looked at that like I was being aggressive. But I ain't gonna lie, I probably was being aggressive. I was strung out on ecstasy real bad when I was young. I was always hype, overly aggressive, super horny, you know what I'm saying? Trying to f every girl I see. You know what I'm saying? But when I was in the club, I just put my arm around him because I wanted to have a conversation with him. And I'm young, you know what I'm saying? So to the blind eye, people might not realize that. But to answer your question, truthfully, I never ever put my hands on Wale. Like we never got into a fight. Heated conversations, for sure. For sure. It's one female that I'm mad about to this day. I might not never let it go. You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't have to her. You see what I'm saying? But that's my brother. You get what I'm saying? Like I love Brody to death. But I recall that situation. I never put my hands on Wale.
So it wasn't a hostile situation.
We never. No. When that rumor came out, I remember that time. Like when that rumor came out, it was because the way I put my arm around him, I was trying to talk to him. He wasn't in the mood to talk. And I put my arm around him like, bro, you about to talk to me, I gotta holler at you. The whole world, the whole DMV, it hit the radio station in DC.
Yeah, it was a big thing.
Fat Trel, Wale got into it. No, I walked him off and we talked. He heard me out and we went back and continued enjoying our night. We actually went to New York together that next morning. So, but that's my brother, man. I got nothing but great things to say about Wale. I owe a lot to him as far as my career and, you know, where I've been and the things I've done, the features I got, the people I met. I would have never met J. Cole if it wasn't for Wale. Wale introduced me to Rick Ross on Ross' birthday personally. I think I met like Ross, Wayne, and Diddy and French Montana all in that one day. You know what I'm saying? And I owe that to Wale, so I never had nothing bad to say to him. Period, point blank. That's my dog for sure.
Shout out to Wale, man.
Yeah, shout out to Wale, man. That's my dog. I actually gotta go to LA to we about to do some work for his album. That's crazy. Shout out to Wale.
I know new music coming. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now you just talked about Ross, and you were talking about On the Run earlier. So it's a thing that one of your projects On the Run that you actually recorded on the run, and Rick Ross let you record at his crib.
Yeah,
he gave you a crib like here, like
he didn't give me a crib. Ross got a lot of cribs right in America, and I was on the run. And yeah, he he let me stay at one of his cribs, and that's where I created the tape On the Run. I created On the Run 1 and 2 there.
Yeah.
How the you know that? Like, that's crazy, but yeah, I did. Shout out to Rose, that's my homie, and that's what I call real love, because he knew I was in trouble, and this is a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a charge. Harboring a fugitive is a charge. Like, if the feds would have knew about it, they could have squeezed him. They could have interrogated him and charged him with harboring a fugitive. And the fact that he's a millionaire and he don't care, like, that's my little homie. Like, man, look, you want to run? Stay here. Don't go nowhere. Lock in. I'm gonna send the engine. He sent the engineer there. He sent me some money to live off of, and he just told me lock in, and I locked in this crib. But I got bored, of course, hard-headed, left the crib, got locked up.
Okay. All right, so these my last two, y'all.
Last two. This man got a show.
I know, but I got to get this out.
Is you cool? He got to get his man right.
So, let me close out, man.
You ain't closing out. You asking 2 more questions.
Yeah, they gon' flow to the close.
I think they trying to tell you to make it 1, bro. Just go ahead, you can make it 1.
Let me do this. I ain't did this all year. I gotta get my
the single.
Man, this all that's gonna flow.
Or just make this one about the single. I ain't gonna tell y'all how to do y'all job though. Let me do this.
We just gotta get on his ass sometimes.
Man,
like,
I just really want to know this because
you have a show.
Because when Durk got arrested, because you was out here for SMIRK birthday bash, you performed at the birthday bash, right?
I didn't perform.
I mean, you popped up.
Yeah, I was here.
You described him getting locked up as heartbreaking. Like, can you elaborate on that?
Heartbreaking. It is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He got a family. You know what I'm saying? He got a wife, children, a mother, a father, a sister, a brother. So it's always heartbreaking when you see a successful, hardworking black man go to prison. He's not found guilty, of course. You know, we got to fight it. I believe he will come home. I believe he's 100% not guilty of the charges. But as a real street, it's heartbreaking because I know the struggle. I know the story. I got pictures in my phone, God rest his soul, me and J Money, we was riding around through Chicago with free Lil Durk shirts on. I'm talking about this 2013 when Durk was locked up. You feel me? Riding through the rack, high, living life, enjoying life, and you know, we still had free Lil Durk shirts on. You know what I'm saying? So I know the struggle. I know the real. You get what I'm saying? And it is heartbreaking when stuff like that happen, man, because you know, these people just throwing lies and using lies and music as evidence when you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Music is a freedom of speech. You feel me? Nobody arrests Denzel Washington for playing Frank Lucas. Yeah. It's just never gonna happen. But they do it to rappers all the time. It's unfortunate.
All right. Now to close out, to transition to that, Brianna, let me get my. I mean,
time is ticking.
We talked about like
that's why we need women. We need women for real.
Okay, because he would be sitting here. He'll have you miss your show because he wants to sit here.
Nah, he ain't gonna have me miss no money.
I ain't gonna miss the trust me. I ain't gonna miss no money.
He ain't gonna have me miss that. Trust me.
Man, that's down the street, man. But you a Fat Trel, the artist now. At 34 years old, we releasing new music. We out here touring. You putting in the work, right?
Of course.
Like, what would you say, the Fat Trel, the artist now? Like, what would you say to Fat Trel, the artist at 17? Like, if y'all had to have that conversation face to face, what would that conversation be like?
I'd probably tell them be smarter, move a little bit more militant, save that money, slow down on the unprotected sex because it led to a lot of children and a lot of alleged children, a lot of court dates, a lot of lawsuits. And I mean child support, not lawsuits with none. I mean, like, I'm 34. I think I've taken maybe 8 or 9 DNA tests, but it's not the actual test. It's going to court, and you know they don't have to prove that I know them. Like, any woman in America can take any man in the world for court, and the judge don't even care whether, do y'all really know each other? Like, ma'am, can you prove to me that y'all had sex? No, I'm just being drugged into all these courtrooms across America. And that's because I was chasing women, you know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of things I could say to my younger self. But
musically, though?
Musically, I just tell them save that money, be smarter. And like I said, I passed up on a lot of opportunities. I ain't want to work with a lot of artists just because I felt as though I couldn't relate to them and they couldn't relate to me. And decision-wise, that was a bad decision. I mean, business-wise, that was a bad decision.
So Time for Us just dropped the new single?
Yeah.
Just dropped. So are we? Because I thought you just put out an album.
I
Or
did.
you put out a deluxe.
Yeah, I put out the deluxe to my last album, Booster's Keeper, God rest his soul. I put that album out in remembrance of my brother.
So we working on a new album?
Yeah, we are. We always working. You know what I'm saying? New albums, new deals, new situations. You feel me? So we dropping a new project for sure.
Thank you for that. You guys show tonight at Baseline. Is that Baseline?
They changed it. It's at the Bellagio.
Okay, shout out to Bellagio.
We at the Bellagio tonight, man. All the real and bad bitches pop out. I know this probably gonna come out later.
It's probably come out
That's
later,
why I was
but
saying, but
somebody was probably recording it. We'll put it
Yeah,
up
for
on
sure,
the story.
man.
We
Yeah.
got you.
Nah, y'all invited too. Come through, man. I'm getting shots for everybody. We getting everybody up tonight, man.
Oh, we having a time. Chelsea, you ready? No.
We in Chicago, man. We in Chicago, man. We gotta have a good time.
No, for sure. But thank you so much for coming to sit with us. Next time you're in Chicago, we can do this again because I know he got hella more questions.
Absolutely, no problem. Let's
For
do
sure.
it. I'm with it.
don't say it like that.
I don't know what else you got to add.
Hey, it's CODY, BREE, the homie, my cancer brother,
Cancers, man.
Fat
Cancers run
Trel.
the world.
This make my hair hurt.
Cancers run the world. I'm one of the best people you're gonna ever get to meet, though. If you get a chance to meet me, like outside of this music shit and business wise, I'm a very great friend to have, and I firmly believe that.
I do
All
love
cameras
Cancer,
aside,
though. I do
like,
love.
yeah.
My best friend he's a Cancer. So.
Yeah, for sure.
We've been locked in for over 10 plus years. So.
That's what's up.
Yeah. So I do love Cancers. Y'all just a headache.
Yeah. But we that good headache though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's debatable. We'll talk about that in the next episode.
I bet.
What's the
Say no
word?
more. Thank y'all for having me, man.
All right,
Yeah.
for sure.